Brokerage accounts, taking racks from the markets and running them all the way up. An income lux lesson. So, you used your tax-advantaged accounts, or you want to buy investments that you can't get in your retirement accounts. I hear you. The selection in many tax-advantaged accounts are trash. So get a brokerage account. This is where we chase international market paper. Brokerage accounts, inside the USA, come in two types: cash accounts or margin accounts. These are normal for equities, stocks, and bonds. Outside the USA, you might be able to get a CFD account, but it's a pain. Wire transfers are required to get money to and from the account, and you have to be willing to find one that takes American clients. They got banned in 2008 because the government is fun. Cash accounts. Cash accounts are exactly what they sound like, cash only. You trade only the money you put in the account. You're not allowed to borrow anything to pay for transactions. You can only trade up to the deposited amounts. Margin accounts. Margin accounts are great. Margin accounts are dangerous as hell. The higher the margin, the more dangerous the account becomes. Mostly, margin accounts are good and bad directly based on how much stupidity the person using it has in their brain. Typically, you need at least $2,000 to get a margin account at most brokerages. Also, you can't get every stock on margin. Often, stocks you get on margin are limited below specific volatility levels or above certain prices. No penny stocks, for example. With a margin account, you can borrow up to 50% of the money to buy assets. You put in $4,000 and you can trade up to $8,000 worth of investments. If you maxed out your margin and got a 5% return, your 5% return would be a 10% return, because you only paid for half of it yourself. But if your investment went down 5%, you'd take a 10% loss. Your investment goes down 50%. Well, you only paid for half of it, which means the brokerage gets all your money. But not before a whole lot of drama. The brokerage will ask you to deposit more cash to keep up your balance. This is called a margin call. If you don't, they'll start selling it in your account to make the money they're owed. And you don't pick. The brokerage picks. They own your stuff. And yeah, since you're borrowing money to buy assets, when you use margin, you pay interest. Good news, it's usually a dirt low interest rate. Finally, a note about margin in general. Never, buy stocks on margin to open a brand new trade. Only buy stocks on margin to expand an investment where you're already profitable. Do not start new positions using margin when you're not sure if you're right or not. Forex accounts. If you want to trade currencies, which you definitely shouldn't, but hey, whatever, you have multiple options. You can go domestic and trade currencies here, but you're limited to 50x margin. You can go international, if you can find a broker that takes Americans, which is pretty easy even though they're banned. If you go internationally, there are brokers that offer up to 1000x margin. There are many offshore brokers that are absolute trash, unregulated, or outright scams. The best brokerages are regulated by the United States, British government, or Australian government. You can get insane leverage and trade crazy returns elsewhere, but you're honestly running a huge risk. Commissions. Commissions get paid on every trade. The bigger the commissions, the worse they screw your long-term returns. Get these as low as possible. If I could pay 0 commissions on every trade, I would pay 0 commissions on every trade. I'd keep more of each return, and compound more of my gains. Always compare brokerages by both features and commissions. More commissions paid, less money kept. It's like a tax, and screw taxes. An income lux lesson summary. Cash accounts require all cash deposits only. Margin accounts allow you to borrow up to 50% of deposited cash. Margin increases rewards, but also increases risk. Never open new trades using margin. Only ever use margin to scale into winning trades. Reduce commissions, but get good trade execution.